What's up guys, Tom here from FC Ultra and I'm joined by the main man, Adam Fondre today. How are we, boss? Doing
good? You? Yeah.
Always good. This guy's bagging in goals for Sydney FC at the moment. But today we're going to talk a bit about your career, a bit about your weapons of choice. But to start with, we're going to talk tape design.
Yeah.
So this is obviously socks you use, grip socks. What's the story behind it? Why do you use them?
Well, I've been using them for a while really. I think I was the first one over in Australia to use them. When I was in England, I used True Socks for a while.
Yeah.
And then these came about and messaged them just as they were getting big in England.
Yep.
And you know, I think I've always used grip socks now for 7-8 years, and
Sure.
these are awesome. Like you know, I don't wear anything other than these in training.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm playing training, I won't wear any other socks than these really. I'm just so comfortable with them now, it makes it so much easier for me.
To be fair, yeah, England were ahead of the game, and especially compared to Australia. So tape design coming over largely thanks to you. We're in the A-League, obviously. While we're talking about the lower half, we're going to talk boots as well. At the moment, you're wearing the Vapors.
Yeah.
Laser Crimson Vapors. Have you been wearing Vapors your whole career, or what's the go?
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah. I think I wore Preds 17 to about 19, and then
when they was in their heyday,
yeah, you know,
couldn't
like,
compete against it.
Yeah, of course, they were unbelievable back then. And I think my first Vapors was, I had the original R9 silver, the chrome and green ones. When I was like 15, 16, and they were, you know, my pride and joy.
Yeah.
Like, I ran them into the ground, and I don't know why I went to Preds after that. I think I was just getting free boots off Preds at the time and not off Nike.
As you do.
An 18-year-old on like £150 a week, I was like, okay, I'll take the freebies rather than pay for the night. So, but then, you know, once I wore, I think it was the white and yellow back Vapors. It was they turned me, and they got me for life then, and you know,
hooked.
Yeah, 10, 13 years later, I'm still wearing them now.
That's unreal. Do you have any of those old pairs of boots at home? Are there any you've kept, like certain goals, that sort of thing?
Yeah, loads. Back in England, I've got a room full of Vapors. Even here, I've got my garage is full of Vapors, which I've kept. That I've got certain memories too. You know, I've got like a bit of the remake collection. I've got a bit of that with the R9s. I've got the original R9s remake.
So proper boot head.
Yeah. I like the remakes they do. I've got the black and white original ones that R9 wore. I've got the Neymar silver Venoms that he's got. I've got the Neymar remakes, Vapors. So I've got a fair bit of a collection with the Vapors, yeah.
By the time this is out, the next Vapor remake might be out. I'm not sure if you know about it, but they're doing it. You've seen it?
I've got all them channels on Instagram.
Yeah, so, you know it's
so I'm ahead of the curve with that sort of thing. And,
so that's meant to release Friday.
Yeah.
So talking about memorabilia, that sort of stuff. Obviously, you played a lot in England, Premier League and everything over there. Do you ever swap shirts, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, obviously. You know, when I see great players, I want the shirt. But it was quite hard for me at Reading to be a fanboy as well as a player. You know, the season before I was in League Two, moved to the Championship, and then got promoted. And then obviously within 12 months, I'm playing against Rooney, Aguero.
That's unbelievable.
You know, people who have admired for afar. And you know, you're up close to them, and I don't really want to show that I love them.
Yeah, you're on the same level. You can't be.
I want to sort of think I'm the same person as them, you know what I mean? But ultimately they're, you know, world stars. I managed to get Aguero shirt when we played at City, and Torres as well, obviously when he was at Chelsea. They were two number 9s who I love.
Yeah, that's...
the one thing I do regret is not getting Van Persie's shirt, because I loved him.
Yeah.
And Rooney as well, obviously, because you know he's an all-time great.
Being a United fan,
of course. I was a bit silly not to try and get his shirt, but it was one of them really where he'd already promised it to someone else by the time I went to ask him.
Yeah, it must be hard. Every game there must be people snapping at the heels to get their shirts.
Yeah, definitely, because you know they're such big players.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, world renowned.
Yeah.
You know, if you get anywhere near them, even in the first minute, you're like, hey, can I have a shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to try and mark them
early.
And
there's two number 9s. It's quite hard to.
Yeah, of course. You don't really see them that often.
Yeah.
And you know, I was quite lucky when I got Aguero's because I was a sub at the time. I didn't get out the pitch, and he was first out the tunnel. Yeah. And I was literally walking next to him, and I was like, "Oh, Sergio, can I have your shirt, mate?" Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And he said, "Do you want mine?" Yeah. And I was like, "No, you don't want my shirt."
Oh, what? You didn't give it to him?
No, I didn't give him mine because What's he want my shirt for?
He's going home and give it,
so
give it to the bin maybe.
Yeah,
No.
wash his car with it or something.
Nah.
I was like, yeah, Sergio, I want your shirt.
Oh,
Cheers, mate. So I took his shirt. And, you know, with Sydney, when we played PSG, I managed to get a Cavani shirt as well.
That's a good
So, you know, he's a world-class player as well, which is, you know, joins to the collection.
We're talking class players. Best player you've ever played with and best player you've ever played against. Who do you reckon?
Defender-wise, Rio. Played against Rio and, you know, Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
You can't really argue with him being one of the most, you know, successful defenders ever in the Premiership era. Obviously John Terry as well.
Yeah.
You know, them two are probably the premier centre-halves in the Premier League for the last 15 years before.
Yeah.
Obviously Van Dijk comes through now.
That's mental.
Yeah,
That's like, is there any moment in a game where you like skinned them, you got a nutty, something like that? Anything that you remember, or is it just like you're just getting smashed the whole game?
The third game of the season we played Chelsea away, and I've come on in the 60th minute, and the ball's gone down the line, and Terry's come through the back of me.
Yeah.
And I've just thought, I've obviously won a free kick, but he smashed me, and I just thought, yeah, okay, he's just letting me know, this ain't going to happen.
You're playing against
he just let me know what was happening, and smashed me. I just thought, but I actually felt really good about it. I enjoy when defenders smash me, because I think it sort of says like they're setting a marker out that they favour you a little bit.
There's something about you that they need to worry about, so they got it.
So they just wanted to, you know, keep me up in the air, you know.
Yeah.
And to have someone like John Terry do that to me was, you know, I was buzzing with it.
Yeah, it's almost an honour, ain't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, try and do it again.
Yeah, of course.
No, that's
I loved it.
Still sticking with players, obviously, I see on your Instagram you play a lot of golf.
Yeah.
Alright, so you got a bit of a bromance with Brad and you go play golf quite a bit. On the pitch, Barbarouses, you two have a bit of a bromance.
Yeah.
Who are you picking?
What we're doing.
Okay, so just in general, because it's hard. They must feel cheated on when you go play golf.
I put it out there for everyone to play golf with, but you know, there's probably three of us. There's me, McGowan, and Bratton who play a lot of golf together, try and play together as much as we can. And then when I'm in and around the boys, we've got quite a close-knit change room where we all get on really well. But there's me, Costa, and Barmioan who we've got a quite good little tryst of basketball and stuff like that. And, you know, a bit of betting and stuff on the NBA. So I'm a bit disappointed it's been suspended at the moment, but obviously there's a great thing at hand.
Yeah, you can't do too much about that.
No.
We've had obviously Brendan O'Neill when he saw Sydney FC on here. We talked in depth about the culture at Sydney FC. It's obviously a winning culture. You guys are smashing it this season. But what does it sort of mean to you? And do you think it is the thing that plays a part to your success the most? The culture within the club on and off the pitch?
Yeah, definitely. I think when I walked into the changing room, you see the standards, and you know, Broski was still there when he was driving the standards as well. So it's important to have experienced players who, you know, keep the standards of the club and the players in training high, but also they enjoyed the joking side of it, which is a big part of it, where all the boys, the experienced boys, get on really well with the younger lads who are coming through, and I think that helps them integrate into the squad, and you know, shows them what good professionals they need to be, you know, further down in their career to succeed.
Yeah, for sure. No, it does, like, look from the outside looking in, it just looks like the winning formula is there. And you'd compare it to Liverpool until the last recent weeks and this morning. In terms of just getting results, even when you look like you maybe shouldn't, or it's the 10 minutes left and it's like, oh, they'll pinch one anyway, it's all good, they're going to win the game. And you guys just have that role about you at the moment. You reckon you're going to go back to back? I mean, the league's pretty much sewn up, but do you think you'll do it in the knockouts as well?
I think we'd like to, yeah. Obviously, nothing's ever predetermined. You know, they had that season with Graham Arnold where they smashed everyone, and then you got knocked out in the semis to victory. So, you know, don't get me wrong, we're not overconfident with anything. We go into each game knowing that we have to play our best and, you know, execute our game plan to do that. And I think, you know, we as a squad, you know, are best equipped to do that. Obviously, we want to do that as well to show our dominance. But you know, no club in this league rolls over for us.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have, like I say, we have to be at our best. So that's the only way we're going to do that.
Yeah. So talking about the competitiveness of the league, obviously you've played in England, top league, getting all the way to the EPL. Competitive-wise, how does the A-League compare to over there?
I think it's varied all across the levels. You know, I've answered this question when I first come, and I was quite surprised at the standard of Sydney. You know, it was a lot higher than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And even the league in general. You know, there's some really good players in there who can play, championship and obviously beyond that as well.
Yeah.
But then obviously there's the other end of the spectrum where there's players who play in League One who could play in League Two sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think obviously at Sydney we've got a great squad. Obviously it's shown by the way we're playing and where we are in the standings.
Yeah.
So I think as a club we could compete in the championship. I think obviously the top of the table of the A-League could probably compete in the championship around the top of League One and so forth, feeding down from there.
Yeah, that would be such an interesting game to see. If we could get the championship team to play Sydney FC, that would be incredible. Just the different styles of football as well.
Yeah, of course.
I was going to say, how long did you feel it took to adapt to the Australian style of football? Because it is quite different to the English game.
It isn't, because here it's a transition game so much, whereas in England, especially the Championship, it's very similar in transition, but a little bit more compact and a little bit more turnover ball, where unless you're playing for one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the league, you're sort of playing for set plays and sort of wearing the team down really, and looking for that one opportunity to take advantage. And ball retention isn't overly important. Don't get me wrong, you can't win a game from 30% every week possession, but you can easily do that in the Championship, having 2 or 3 shots a game and winning 1-0. You can easily do that against any team in the league. That's why it's such a fun league to watch. But here, it always seems to be them transition moments of once you've attacked, you're most vulnerable going back the other way, because everyone seems to be going for the win, whereas the draw's not really valued here. Unlike in England, the draw is heavily valued.
Got a point,
Yeah, of course.
No, for sure. That's a very interesting way to look at it. I've got one last question. This one's been burning me up. I wanted to ask it first, but I held off. Sausage rolls.
Yeah.
What's going on? Every time on Instagram you score a goal, you call it another sausage roll in the bag. What does it mean for the people out there?
It's just rhyming. It's just rhyming, Cockney slang.
Cockney
sausage
slang.
rolls a goal.
Sausage rolls a goal. Okay, I thought there might have been a deeper meaning there. I was really hoping for
no deeper meaning, just that.
Cheap meals, you get a sausage roll when you score, nothing.
Nah, I wish. I don't really like sausage rolls.
But sausage rolls a goal.
Yeah, that's all it is. I just said it used to in England, nice to get a sausage roll.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit of
and it's rolled over.
Yeah, it's just
I don't mind
it
at all.
over here and people didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to work it out. I've been scrolling the feed, I'm trying to work out what the sausage roll is.
Yeah, and it's come on a little bit further than that, and obviously now I think people know, I've scored a few goals there to know what a sausage roll is, and sort of intertwined with my career.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's those sort of things I love. But that's all the questions I got today. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you enjoy your time, and see you next time.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you. Thanks very much.